I'm just saying it's totally changed. The Saudis own golf. Period. End of story. It stinks to high heaven because in the lawsuit, the countersuit that the PGA Tour threw on LIV, Jay Monahan was quoted as saying in the countersuit, the LIV is using players, quote, and the game of golf to sports wash the recent history of Saudi atrocities. And today, what Saudi atrocities? We don't know. You tell me about these atrocities. Boof, gone. Okay, money. Read about it as much as you want. There's a new board. The PGA Tour will say that they can. They're also have their nonprofit status. They're still a charitable organization. There's also a commercial entity now that the PIF, the Saudis, are the exclusive investors in, and they can also be in charge of who else is allowed to invest moving forward. What does that sound like? Somebody who owns something. And so they're going to get together and figure stuff out. What does it look like? The team aspect of the LIV Tour is apparently still on the table. I don't know how that looks on the PGA Tour. The guys who said no to the LIV money and are now watching all the LIV guys who took the money have a path to come back and play with them with their fat-ass wallets in their back pockets. You think those guys are going to want to put on a Fireball golf shirt and team up with those guys?
Smash.
How does Rory McIlroy feel today? Tiger, who turned down damn near $1 billion. And you could sit there and say, Rich, they're fine, whatever. But this is the principle of the matter. They were principled in a situation where Jay Monahan, the PGA Tour commissioner, sounded principled and then heel turned. Because I cannot imagine how much money was put into this kitty by the PIF. If you're also on the back end of the tour, you're sitting here thinking, does that make me, am I at least going to be what, the 53rd man on the roster if I'm ranked 200, 225, 250, 300? Do I now get at least a base salary? Do I get benefits? Do I get child care? What do I get now? Obviously, this is all going to get figured out. What if they didn't want the Saudi money? They're now going to take it just to get a tour card? You're already seeing some of the purses on the majors not be some of the largest purses in the year. What if LIV decides, or pardon me, PIF, or the new entity decides we're going to have a new tournament and we're going to pump so much damn money into this, we're not going to call it a new major. We won't call it them. But the money will speak as if it's a new major. What does that mean? What if that totally gets upended by the money that gets pumped in here? It's going to be on the players to actually sit here and say, well, we're not going to play in that tournament, or we'll play in this one, or we're not playing in that major anymore because I'm kind of tired from making all that much more money at some de facto new major that's been created, say, on a course that might be owned by an individual who has been all about the LIV Tour over the last several months. I'm just saying it's totally changed. The Saudis own golf. Period. End of story.
For more, go to nucsports.com.